Hey guys, I'm making this video with about 1 brain cell left over. Can you guess why? I'll give you a hint. I watched every single episode of Skibidi Toilet. And to make it even better, I spent my New Year's Eve doing this. So instead of getting a New Year's kiss, I just got some New Year's piss. And I know what you're thinking. Why did I do that? To be honest, I asked myself that too, so I don't really know. So if you've been alive for at least 2 to 6 years, then I'm pretty sure you watched Skibidi Toilet. And for the people that don't, watch it, or they've just heard of it, and I am assuming that like everybody has heard of it because, bro, look at this shit. What do you mean this has more views than like the music video of my favorite song? But for anyone who has only heard of it, it's basically summed up in one short sentence. Man head in toilet singing the Skibidi remix of Give It To Me by Timbaland fights a man with a camera as their head. And I usually never have a problem with things, that people want to watch. Watch whatever you want, do whatever you want, just don't hurt anyone. But it's just like, I feel like this could be bad for children because that's like the main demographic of these. And you'll see why. I'm literally gonna go through the whole plot, so you're welcome. I'm pretty sure nobody asked for this, but it's fine. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and hate on Skibidi Toilet. It's very successful, good for them. The animator is pretty good. I just am here to like understand why it's so appealing to young people. And I know kids might like it because, toilets, oh my god. Bathroom poop funny equal funny. Says me who uses a fart sound effect every 10 seconds. All right, so to understand Skibidi Toilet, we kind of have to watch all of it. I'm just gonna be going over all of it, so please don't click away. Just give it a chance, So at the moment, there are about 69 episodes, which is a great number. Happy to be making this video at that time. Okay, so we have to find Skibidi Toilet number 1, because that's where everything starts. By the way, before I play this, the sound is obviously copyrighted, probably. So if you think for a second that I am going to do a voiceover of that weird song, you are very wrong. Skibidi dub dub dub, yes, skibidi doubly dee, skibidi dub. You know what? I hate this. I'm not doing it anymore. See, the thing is, this is like kind of actually terrifying. This video doesn't have any plot in it yet because it's the first one. I guess this was just the meme. The animator made a storyline out of it. It's like the basic idea of what a Skibidi toilet is. Where did the word Skibidi come from? Is that the name of the guy in the toilet? Okay, so the second video is about the same thing, but they just added 2 more toilets. Except they're not even toilets, they're urinals. It should be called Skibidi Urinal. Also, this one has green hair. Is that seaweed? Is this trying to tell us that they came from the ocean? Maybe that's why people are scared to explore the depths of the ocean. Because there are some like really scary creatures, but then there's Skibidi Toilet. A deep sea diver will be like exploring and then come across like, some scary like fanged creature. And he'll be like, oh my god, that's scary. And then he'll look and see Skibidi Toilet and be like, ah! Also, what the hell is that poster in the back? And apparently it's meant for kids? Could have put like Dora or something. By the way, guys, Skibidi Toilet, I don't think it was meant for kids originally. I just think kids just watch it for some reason. I don't know why it attached to the younger audience, but whatever. The question is more of why are kids watching it and not why was it made for kids, because I don't think it originally was. So the third video is when Skibidi Toilet, I guess, somehow gets outside and becomes giant. And then the fourth video actually kind of makes sense because Skibidi Toilet enters like a restaurant. I mean, that makes sense, Maybe those people want to poop. See, I would understand the Skibidi Toilet lore if that's what the Skibidi Toilets did. Okay, so now video 5 is when we see like the series start to turn from just a meme to like actually what it's going to be for the other episodes and whatever the heck. Like in simpler terms, it's just war against toilets. That sounds like a Captain Underpants trope. We grew up with Captain Underpants. These kids are growing up with Skibidi Toilet. Also, they can now fly for some reason. I'm guessing they might be using their farts to like propel in the air. Now, the funny thing about Skibidi Toilet is that it's shortened into seasons. And each video is about 15 seconds and there's about like 4 to 5 like episodes in each season. So you could literally just finish the season in 1 minute. Yeah, so what I was talking about, those other episodes, that was season 1. And if you're wondering that I'm gonna cover every single episode of the seasons. I'm not. It's just gonna be like a summary of each season. Mostly just because a big chunk of all of these episodes are the same sort of thing. It's just toilet wars, said Henry Danger.
Gotta get this toilet working by 7.
And then for some reason, season 1 cuts to season 3. There's no season 2. But anyway, to summarize season 3, it starts out with the toilets and the cameramen people in a club. And I guess the toilet is singing the Wednesday Addams song. So we got Skibidi Wednesday too. And we also learned that the war is between those men with cameras as their heads and the men with toilets, which are the Skibidi toilets. We also learned that to kill a Skibidi toilet, you gotta flush them down. Also in season 3, we got Holy Skibidi, which, to be honest, it isn't very holy. Every time the man with a camera, like, defeats a toilet, they do, like, a cutesy little thumbs up at the end. Coquette little cutesy thumbs up. Season 4, it's more of, like, lasers. I don't know why, but the Skibidi toilets can now shoot lasers from their eyes. And then they do more fighting. And then there's a Grandpa Skibidi toilet, so that's cool. Season 5, for some reason there's a guy doing Fortnite dances. They do a lot of Fortnite dancing. I don't know why. And then the cameraman presses a button that says Baba Booey. And they explode. And then the cameraman also dies. See, the funny thing about the series is that usually people will be like, oh yeah, the cameraman never dies. Which is not the case at all with this, because the end of every episode is the cameraman dying. Skibidi toilet is defying the norms. And then we end that season with some Skibidi spiders. Okay, so season 6 is basically, I didn't really focus on anything. It's just a bunch of fighting. But then we also got this. I mean, he kind of, Okay, anyway, season 7 is another war, a bunch of war, explosions and stuff. Alright, so the first episode of season 8 is probably the weirdest thing I've ever seen. So first, this guy over here is getting, like, literally clobbered, like, beaten up. Then we have this terrifying shit. What the hell? How are kids watching this? I got scared. Maybe I'm just weak, but I got scared. And then this guy. And then they do more Fortnite dances, wow. The next episode, the cameraman does this thing where he, like, blasts a bunch of music. I guess it's the toilets away or something. I don't know why. Don't make fun of me when I say this. For some reason, the beginning of that sounded like the beginning of that song, Slut Me Out. I don't know why I thought that. It's not like I listened to that song, like, a lot. And then the last episode of season 8, this guy takes a Skibidi shit. Season 9, there's just more fighting and Fortnite dances, so there's not really much going on there. Something I have noticed is as the series goes on, the animation style and the details and like the sound effects and things like that get better, which is great. This guy is actually a great animation editor. What are they called? Animator. This guy is a great animator, and I feel like he could definitely make something really good, but he chose to make Skibidi toilet. He could make something more meaningful. Season 10 is about how the toilets are, for some reason, implanting little mini toilet parasite things into the backs of their captured cameramen. So that's why this big guy, this big cool guy turns evil, which I was kind of sad about, because that guy was like my favorite character. After the hot guy, Man, I really don't know what I'm talking about. So in season 11, the first thing that happens is they destroy the YouTube headquarters. So I don't know how I'm gonna make YouTube videos anymore. I might post this on like Vimeo. And then the camera guys find like a way to get rid of those mini toilet parasites, which is good, you know? In season 12, they use that laser that they created to get rid of those parasites. In season 13, we get introduced to TV Man. And this guy, he looks so badass. And then at the end, he just goes, little face appears on his screen and it's so funny. But basically the TVs are like hypnotizing the toilets, or just I guess anyone in his path, which is why the cameramen wear like goggle things so that they don't get hypnotized. And right here in this season, I was genuinely like actually really impressed with the animation. The animation of that guy, the big guy, the big guy, the big camera guy was really good. Aww. In season 14, the toilets, I guess, get a hold of those glasses that the cameramen were using to not be hypnotized by TV Man. TV guy becomes a little bit useless. You can't hypnotize anymore because all the Skibidi toilets have shades now. So So season 15 just turns into a big boss battle between the three big guys. There's a big TV man, you know, a big cameraman, and the big Skibidi toilet man. At this point in season 16, a lot of the video has no sound because I'm guessing that the channel started making money off of their videos and they can't, you know, have that copyrighted sound there. So a big chunk of the episodes and like season is just no sound. Sometimes I like to assume that Timbaland saw these and was like, bro, what the hell? My song was supposed to be like for getting litty in the club. Why? What is this potty wars stuff? So season 16 is more fighting, more cute faces. We also got this rotating Skibidi thing. So at this point in season 17, the city is in like absolute shambles. And it's funny because I didn't think toilets could do this. I thought maybe like people could do this after Taco Bell, but I didn't think like toilets could do this. I also find it funny how the cameraman picks up like the toilets as if it's like a cat that's gonna attack. And at this point, I was so tired because, you know, the videos had barely any sound at this point. It's like half of it was copyrighted. So it was just very quiet, right? And then there was this one part that was so loud, it scared me so bad. Oh my God. Also at this point, I was like, there is no way that I'm watching any more of this. Like, I really don't want to. Mostly because the episodes turned from just being about 30 seconds to being now like whole like few minutes. But then I was like, you know what? I need to make this video. So I'm gonna do it anyway. The only thing I remember from season 18 is this weird vomiting skeleton head. In season 19, there's more fighting. But what caught my eye was this comment that says, "This deserves an Oscar." Like, I'm sorry, but I don't really think that this should get an Oscar. What about those cool, like, good films like The Shining that have never gotten an Oscar? But, you know, the commenter did add an arrow, so maybe they're talking about the person underneath. I don't know, I don't think Kyle Plays makes films. In season 20, it starts with them communicating in, like, some Skibidi language. Skibidish, if you will. And then there's a weird scene of some toilet that looks like Charlie, you know, Penguin Z guy, and I guess a girl camera. Then something happens, I forgot, I don't know who won. I think they just like explode a few things and they leave. Something we do know is that girl camera starts doing that Fortnite dance. And I'm assuming that that camera is a girl because like the camera's demeanor is like very girl-like, you know? In season 21, it just seems like a lot of war again. Then in season 22, which is the last season of like the whole thing for now, is actually made really well. Like the animation is very good, stuff like that, like technical stuff. But still, the story and like the characters are just such a weird concept. Also, it's 14 minutes long, and I didn't really want to watch it because I was used to 30-second episodes. And I did scroll through that season, like the video, and I was just like, oh yeah, it's just a lot of like explosions and stuff. So there you go. If you ever, for some reason, wanted to know the lore of Skibidi Toilet, then there you go. I did it. I'm assuming that like probably 5% of you guys are still watching. I'm thankful that you stayed to this point. Alright, so now I'm gonna talk about this stuff. So to be fair, I understand why kids would watch this. A lot of kids, young kids, especially boys, they always seem to be watching like action, cartoons, and shows. We got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We got superhero shows, Spider-Man. We even got Team Umizoomi. And having an easily accessible series online on YouTube that posts very often is probably very likable for kids. But some parts of Skibidi Toilet definitely don't seem like it is for kids. There's a lot of violent stuff for kids, not for like adults. This stuff is just kind of weird for adults. For kids, this is pretty violent and also disturbing. I'm happy I didn't grow up in this time period because I'd probably be having nightmares about those toilets. But we also have stuff like this. Like, imagine a kid thinking that this is just what you're supposed to do in front of a toilet. Yeah, so at this point, I don't really know what the target audience is for Skibidi Toilet. But the thing is, the way that the series has no actual official language, it's probably the reason why it's popular, because it's accessible for everyone, which is pretty smart. That's a pretty smart move. Only thing you'd have to really know is what the word toilet means. So in another language, you could just like Google translate that really quick. But you would also probably be confused about what the word skibidi means. And since that doesn't actually really mean anything in English, people who speak a different language will try to translate that and they won't ever get an answer. So they'll probably still be confused at what skibidi means. And I mean, you can hate on Skibidi Toilet as much as you want. I'm not like defending it or whatever. I just think that the animator is pretty good. I do admit that some of it is like, it's a cringy concept, but it does fit like what a kid would probably watch. I mean, this guy is definitely doing something right. I mean, look at all these views and subscribers, and like they even got merch now. And they also even have concerts.
This is awesome. Guys, we're at the Skibidi Toilet concert.
I just think that, like I was saying before, this guy has animation skills. He could create a really good film or something, but he chooses to make Skibidi Toilet. Of course, you know, do what you want. I'm not gonna tell you what to do because obviously that's not something I should be doing. That's just my opinion. So yeah, that's about it. I'm hoping this video was helpful if you wanted to know the lore of Skibidi Toilet. So with that information, do what you want. I know no one asked for this, but like, that's okay. Now every time I see Skibidi Toilet or I hear someone mention it, I'm going to think back at New Year's before 2024. Anyway, I hope everyone has a great day, and I hope that you subscribe. If you don't, then that's okay. You know, do what you want. And I hope I'll see you next time. If you come back, if you don't, then have a good life, and Happy New Year's to everyone. 2024 will be my year. Okay, bye.